At this point, any theory about Spider-Man No Way Home, nobody's going to get shocked. I mean, the more wild, the more outlandish, we're not going to get shocked anymore. But let's talk about one of the big ones that is making its way around the internet. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse. Jimmy or Chaos here. What if Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Tom Holland erases the Avengers? That's right. This was actually talked about by Comic Book Cast 2, and I wanted to elaborate on it and get your opinions on it. So, the theory goes as such, that when Doctor Strange, spoiler alert everybody, sorry, here's your spoiler alert, when Doctor Strange casts his spell and completely screws everything up because he's trying to help his buddy Peter out to make everybody forget that he's Spider-Man, and he creates all these multiple timelines that conjunct into the main MCU, and we get all the Sinister Six and all that good stuff, and the post-credit scenes of Venom, blah, 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 blah. When that happens, he also creates a different timeline where Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man doesn't exist. Yeah. In doing that, when they actually get it all back to normal or snap it back or somehow at the end when the happiness happens, right, if that's even going to be a thing, and they reset everything, well, it's reset to where the Avengers don't even know Spider-Man exists. Or we could go the other way around, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man is now in another timeline that doesn't even have the Avengers. Let's stick with the first one. Let's say that all of this happens and then Tom Holland is, he doesn't exist anymore in the main MCU. It's all reset, all the way back to the beginning. Iron Man, and he doesn't exist, and he won't exist moving forward. Now, why would this even be a theory? Well, the theory is that Sony needs to figure out how to write Peter, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, out of the MCU. To a degree, at least. So they can get him into the Spider-Verse and they can start capitalizing on the IP fully, right? Well, this would be a way to do that, a lot of theorists say, is to use the changes that happen in Spider-Man No Way Home, which will make it where Peter remembers the Avengers, Peter remembers everything that happened in the Infinity Saga in that timeline, but nobody remembers Peter. And he can move forward in the Spider-Verse doing whatever he is going to do for Sony. Now, that is under the assumption that this is what Sony wants, but I'm here to say I think this is a super, super dumb idea, or theory, and I'll tell you why. I think Sony and Marvel have already worked out a cheesecake of a deal in the back in the boardrooms that nobody knows about, and they're all good. They've already figured this out for Plan A, Plan B, 5-10 years down the road for both companies to capitalize off each other. Because Sony has the golden egg. They have Spider-Man. Marvel has the golden egg as well. They have the MCU, which has been directly tied to Spider-Man, which fans absolutely love. So if Sony were to write him out of the MCU per se, or make a variant Tom Holland that goes into the Spider-Verse, and then you leave a variant Tom Holland that is in the MCU, which is going to get super convoluted. I just don't see how that would work. You're going to get some pissed off fans. You really, really are. Why would you even go down that road? Why would you not just make everybody happy? You guys are going to make cash, just fistfuls of cash, hands over fist for the foreseeable decades, and just keep it going. Bringing Venom into the MCU, keeping Tom Holland in the MCU, bringing the Spider-Verse into the MCU at times, and everybody's happy. So I don't think this theory holds water. I really don't. I don't think No Way Home is going to write Tom Holland's Peter Parker out of the MCU. I don't think it's going to make it where everybody forgets he even exists and he moves forward. I could be completely wrong, and once we get the movie, we could be coming back to this video and being like, well, you kind of missed that one, Jimmy. But I just don't, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense in the bigger picture if they care at all about the fans at all. I think they work together. I think there's a cohesive way to do this, and I think they figured it out where they know everybody gets happy, and everybody, not excluding the community, they all get paid, is what I'm saying, with multiple opportunities moving forward. So, does Spider-Man erase the Avengers per se? I don't think so. I personally don't. I've heard the rumors or the theory about how we go back to day one and they could literally do Iron Man all over again and have Tom Cruise instead of Robert Downey Jr. Why in the world would they hit the reset button and take us through the Infinity Saga again? People would be so pissed off. You guys let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon.